what you're referring to, Jennifer Chang.
Yep.
And if you have not seen the video posted out there of what this airline did to her golf clubs, I mean, it almost looks intentional, just out of spite.
I look at it and I just don't understand. Like someone was packing and went, you know what? I wish I was playing golf instead of putting this into an airplane. G'day guys and welcome to another episode of Fully Equipped. Kris, how you doing, my guy? You doing well?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, we are in studio. We get to talk about golf clubs and just got back from another whirlwind adventure in the Disneyland for golfers. So, I mean, how bad could it be?
You seem to be going there on a weekly basis right now.
I mean, I kind of feel like at this point I should just get a second residency.
Sure.
And which I wouldn't be upset about. I mean,
Well, then we'd have a place to stay when we go second week of December to do all this stuff. So
facts. We need to talk to somebody. Producer Mark, if you have any pull, which we have yet to see, I think we need to work on getting a corporate housing situation figured out in Carlsbad.
yeah, the only thing that you've actually been able to do is make all those cuts to your basketball team. How did that go?
Oh,
Had a few rough ones, but you know they'll survive.
Got it.
I'm just waiting for him to do something for us. I mean, I'm waiting.
We've asked a million times, and he keeps saying, "I've got you," and nothing comes to fruition. But that's good. So you had a good weekend. Did you play golf?
No golf played, but with the amount of swings that I took while I was on that trip, got to go see our friends at Cobra.
Yep.
They are super stoked for us coming out for our content trip coming up very quickly, but got to see all the new toys, got to talk to our friends over in the R&D department and see some of the latest and greatest. And they have a really cool story for 25. And I'm anxiously awaiting when I can actually disclose a little bit more information about it. But I will say that I tested all of the new heads. And if I were to relate it to current product, so right now they have the Dark Speed LS, the X, the Max D, so on and so forth. And I tested what would be equivalent of everything that's in their current lineup. And with some of the new tech, I am, and I'll preface this with saying, I am a left misser of the golf ball. And generally speaking, that...
We all saw that at Ping, just so you know.
Oh, buddy, that was brutal. I had a case of the lefts like nobody's business. But when I was doing this testing, with some of the new technology that they have coming out, I was able to take advantage of a more forgiving product and get rid of the right miss, or I'm sorry, get rid of the left miss and get the start direction further right.
Nice.
So really cool. I have some video that I'm going to put together and throw out on social for us that actually shows the results of those tests. Removed all the names of the clubs that I was testing, but still saved the data. And it's really interesting once they were able to kind of do some tinkering and some dialing in how consistent the driver product got for me. So I'm going to share that on our social channels.
Cool.
And
if you can remember what they are. But
I've got it right here. I got it right here for us. So it's at Fully Equipped Golf on Instagram.
I love that you still have to look down at the table for the paper to see
it doesn't
what
matter.
it was.
It doesn't matter if I have to look.
But you were
It's
looking
totally
me dead in the eye. You're like, shit, I got to look down. Fully.
Well, I had at Fully _ Equipped on X and at Fully Equipped Golf on Instagram. I just want to make sure.
It's all good. I just like to poke the bear.
Of course.
But no, my weekend was good too. I had a really great weekend. I got to spend some time with the fam bam. Took my little one, Santino, Sonny, we call him, to the Suns game on Sunday evening. So that was a lot of fun for him. He had a great time. He got to pick a beanie and one of those big, stupid necklaces with the big chains and all of that kind of stuff. Unfortunately, Suns didn't get the win. We lost in overtime to the Kings, but still looking really good for the season. So really happy about that. I got to play golf on Monday, which is really great. I got invited to play in a scramble for the For Griffin Foundation, FORE, and then Griffin Foundation.
Nice.
It was a lot of fun. We came second. The thing I liked most about this scramble was you couldn't buy anything. You couldn't buy mulligans, you couldn't buy hole-in-ones, all of that kind of stuff. So I think we carded a 61 and
Okay.
came second. And it was like, so
Respectable.
10 under. And I was like coming in going, well, the 25 under is going to win because that's what they do.
Of course.
But it was a lot of fun. Great course. First time playing at the Camelback Golf Course.
Okay. Did you play Ambiente?
We played Padre.
Padre. Okay.
Padre.
I haven't played.
No, Padre. We played Padre. Yeah, it was good.
They just did a redesign out there recently. I haven't played it since the redesign. I'm a big fan of Ambiente.
Yep, my one of my best mates, Aaron, he's a big fan of it as well. So I do need to get out there. We got for coming second, we got like a $50 gift card.
Nice.
So I'll use that towards a round.
Well,
and,
that'll get you probably
10%.
two and a half holes in peak season.
10%, yeah. But the course is in great nick, so that was a lot of fun. But other than that, it was a good weekend. It was nice. It was restful. Got to spend time with the wifey. It was good.
Pulled in the parking lot, saw a new vehicle. When did that happen?
All the paperwork and everything was done last night. It was time to upgrade my car. I've had my old car for 5-6 years, and because of where I live compared to the office, I did put some miles on my car, so it was time to get something a little bit newer. Stayed in the electric family, so very happy with that, and very very different electric brand. So, but very very happy with that. I ended up going with a GMC Hummer, the EV Hummer, which I love. It's very, very high up there. Not a sponsor, by the way, but it was Liberty GMC down in our area did a great job with me and sorted me out.
Nice.
So that was awesome. And but I'm stoked to get in that, and it's fun to be high up.
I was going to say the riding posture from what you are used to in the Tesla.
Yes, I went from a go kart to a monster truck.
Yeah,
even getting in is very odd to me because I'm literally stepping up.
And going from sitting down almost on the ground in the Tesla to now having this beast of a vehicle.
Yep.
I mean, that thing is intimidating looking.
It's great. It's fun because when I'm on the roads, it's definitely something where I merge now. People get out of the way versus in my Tesla, people were like, nah, bugger him, don't let him in. And so, yeah.
I will say driving around the True Spec mobile trucks, which most of our mobile fleet are Dodge 3500 full size Super Duty trucks, and then the mobile trailers are usually 20 plus feet long, and I mean it is a behemoth of a vehicle. And when you are getting on the highway, people are just like, oh shit, like he's bigger than me, we're gonna go ahead and slow it down a little bit. But I will say the people that are just completely oblivious and clueless about how long it takes for a vehicle that size and that weight to slow down, drive me nuts.
That's fair.
Drive me nuts.
But yeah, so thank you for making me tell everyone that I got a new car on the pod. But something that I didn't get that was new, that's been in my bag for a while, the Nikon Cool Shot rangefinder.
Good transition. I like it.
Love the rangefinder. As I've said week over week, it's probably one of the better rangefinders that I've had in a very, very long time. The scope on it's incredible. The stabilization mechanism is incredible. It really does get my yardages really well. The mode settings on there that allows you to change modes, whether you want to have the slope in there or not, whether you want to have the slope integrated or separated. It's pretty amazing what it can do. So I think everyone, if you're in the market for a new rangefinder, I would go check out the Cool Shot Pro 2 by Nikon. And it's available at nikon.com, and it's also available at fairwayjockey.com.
Same. Game in mine as well. Had a lot of success with it. I get questions about it because it's not the stereotypical rangefinder that people pull out. So I get a lot of questions. People pick it up, notice how light it is, how easy it is to handle. Like you said, the clarity in the optics, awesome. I've been really happy with it as well.
Mm-hmm. And then so new to the golf world this week, they've joined the golf industry. Delta. They've decided to partner with Callaway and do their own grind.
I saw that, and that, good Lord, that was brutal. I've had airline mishaps with luggage, and I've had one, knock on wood, incident with my gear and an airline mishap. And I will say that Southwest handled it a lot better than Delta did. But yeah, let's unpack this a little bit. So what you're referring to, Jennifer Chang.
Yep.
And if you have not seen the video posted out there of what this airline did to her golf clubs, I mean, it almost looks intentional, just out of spite.
I look at it and I just don't understand. Like someone was packing and went, you know what? I wish I was playing golf instead of putting this into an airplane. And they just absolutely cracked the shits. And just completely broke everything, ground down. I think the video that's out there is of Johnny Wunder like showing showing a 9-iron or something. So he made a pretty funny joke saying they gave extra toe relief or something like that on the video.
Yes, face relief.
Relief.
The Delta grind.
The Delta grind. But I just don't know how that happens. Like it's I'm assuming that bag is just completely covered and protected in a travel bag. I just don't understand how these things happen.
There's the fine print on traveling with your golf clubs is they will cover damage if you use a hard case, but they will only cover loss if you use a soft case. So if Jennifer had a soft case while she was traveling, they're not going to do a whole lot for her.
Well, luckily she gets golf clubs for free, so I'm sure she's
you
fine.
Would hope.
I would assume she has a brand new set of golf clubs waiting for her, ready to go straight away.
Man, that video, I'm sitting there and I'm going, how in the hell does that happen? So, I mean, it
looks like they got looks like that. If you look at the 9-iron, it literally looks like someone's got it against a sanding mill with one of the gnarliest abilities to sand down metal. And it looks like they've taken half an inch off the toe.
I mean, was it drug by one of the transport carts? Did it get stuck somewhere?
I don't know, but all the driver shafts and what have you are in like 2-3 pieces.
Yeah,
so
it's brutal.
It looks like someone got angry that they're not playing golf and just went click, click, click. And I'm not saying that's what they did, but that's what it looks like.
I say we're gonna get a message or a comment from Delta and be like, really. Yeah. Cease and desist.
I would just reply with, really? How can you not put luggage in a plane and not have it break?
We need more information.
We do. So if anyone from Delta wants to reach out,
I need the backstory
and jump on a call. That's more than happy to have that conversation with you.
How does that happen? I mean, for me, like my golf clubs are kind of like I can't say a child, but I would definitely say a close family pet.
Well, every time I go on a trip, I always try to make sure that my golf clubs make it. I don't care if my luggage doesn't come that I can buy. But that's the one thing that I care most. And as soon as it comes, I open the bag and make sure everything's A, still in there, and B, not broken. Because I have had people, been on a couple of trips before where I've gotten back and my bag is completely different to how I packed it.
Same. And I've had a rangefinder disappear. Mm-hmm. So that was
hopefully not
fun.
the Nikon Cool Shot.
Nope, still have the Nikon. It was definitely an inferior product that disappeared out of my bag, so I'm not too upset about it. Hey, I know. Circling back, you got to play in a scramble, and what was in the bag? What'd you play?
I was playing the GT3.
Yep.
I had my PXG driving iron. But it's not a driving iron. I built it. It's like a bit of a
Franken-iron.
Yeah, Franken-iron. That's a good way to put it. Had my KM 700s from Mura, and I was playing my Vokey wedges, and I was playing a ping putter. Not the ping putter that I'm getting, a different ping putter.
Okay.
And I was playing the TP5Xs.
TP5X. Nice.
Yeah, it's really good. Really great round. Had a lot of fun. I have, we'll get into a little bit later in the what's new and what's coming section. But there is definitely some new stuff that's coming that I think is going to be really, really cool. But first, I want you to do a quick read about Golf Pride and the video that we've got coming out soon.
Did you see what's sitting on our table here?
Yeah, it's some very long round stuff.
Very long round stuff. I mean, for those individuals that are not watching this YouTube video, that could be construed as a lot of things.
It could. And I'll leave it to your imagination to think about what I'm talking about.
Fair enough. It's a good reason to tune into the YouTube video and see what we got going on here. But Golf Pride came through, sent us a few reverse taper grips for you to try.
Yep.
So we are going to get those guys on some putters for you and create a little video of you experiencing these things for the first time. But just so everybody is aware, the Golf Pride reverse taper, slim upper hand, large lower hand, super soft feel with an enhanced tacky texture, dimple pattern throughout the grip, and a technology that stabilizes both hands for a more square putter face at impact. So it allows you to reduce some of the tension that you may have in your grip and return that face to square more often at impact. And I mean, everybody knows in the fitting world, the most important component of putter fitting is the facial awareness and being able to return the face to square at impact. I mean, that's huge. And with Golf Pride reverse taper, we're going to figure out which one of those grips does that for you.
Very cool. Can't wait to try it. Can't wait to record this video and see what happens. And we'll go from there. That should be coming out in the next week or so.
For sure. And anybody that wants more information, definitely jump on golfpride.com and check out the reverse taper and then all the other grips that they have available as well.
Yes, sir. So what's new, what's coming? So something that dropped this week is the Fujikura Folds of Honor shaft collaboration for Veterans Day. Really cool looking shaft. It's like that digital camo kind of a thing in the blue and the black.
Have you seen one in person?
I have not. I've seen a lot of photos. We did sell them on Fairway, Jockey. I think we might be sold out by now, but they look incredible.
I've got a couple of them coming. So I'm really anxious I'm a Midwest boy and sucker for camo at heart. So not only do I have a horrible taste in shoes, but I also like all things camo.
You've got you're not wearing your prescription shoes today, so I'm proud of you for that. You're wearing a nice pair of Adidas with vulcanized soles on them, so it should be good.
Okay. So these pass?
Ish.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think we need to get Mark and we need to maybe go and take a shopping trip and go do some shoe shopping or something along those lines.
That we can do. Just give me a budget and I'll help you out. But yeah, the Folds of Honor shaft, it looks great. I think it looks cool. Fujikura does a really good job with their limited edition stuff and their partnerships and what have you. So
we're going to visit Fuji when we go out to Carlsbad. And I was just there when I was in town visiting Cobra and going to see our boys over there. And I got a peek at a couple things that are coming, and we were having a little conversation. So the Enzo technology that they have at Fuji. Are you familiar with this?
Yep.
So Enzo.
That I am familiar with. That other shenanigans that you tried to tell me last week about the...
Which shenanigans? You got to be more specific.
The one where it's like, have you ever heard about the syndrome, blah, 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 blah? And I was like, whatever you said, I don't remember.
Parallax distortion?
That thing.
That's the one. That's the one.
That I don't know about. Enzo, I do know about.
So we got to stay in our lane. We can talk about motion capture, but let's stay away from parallax distortion and heavenwoods. Yes. No heavenwoods.
Yeah.
No got it. Okay. So Enzo mocap system that Fuji uses to physically measure load patterns, release patterns, and how it is that the shaft is moving throughout the golf swing. It is getting a refresh.
Cool.
Getting an update. So they are in the process of completely overhauling their Enzo system. And it's a proprietary system that they are installing with updated cameras and a new software that is going to be more intuitive for the player and basically measuring a variety of different data points, even in addition to what Enzo already does. So I'm really curious to see what they come up with. They're still working on it. They said that it may or may not be in beta testing mode by the time we come back in a few weeks. Said they probably won't be in a position to put it on camera for the world to see, but when it is ready, we've got exclusive rights to come out and check it out and be the first ones to film it.
How many companies have something like that? Like I know Ping's got it, right?
Ping's got it.
Got it. Fujikura's got it. Who else has that stuff? Like how easy is it to use that Enzo technology?
It's not.
That's okay.
So the Enzo systems themselves, Enzo was essentially proprietary to Fuji. So you have Gears, which is a mocap system. Ping took Gears and Enzo created their own kind of proprietary technology that incorporates mocap and is also measuring player, measuring body, measuring golf club, measuring shaft so that they can get a all-encompassing view of exactly what's going on with player and equipment.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's more than you or I would ever need.
Yeah,
more than the average player ever needs.
Yeah.
But for a tour player and for a tour caliber coach, I mean, that information is...
Well, that's the 1%ers, right? That's how they get better.
I don't even know if it's 1%.
The 0.5?
Yeah,
0.2?
Maybe.
Yeah.
But I mean, having that information and trying to sneak just every mile an hour out of equipment, out of body, out of swing. I mean, it's really interesting to look at all of the data. But I mean, I know that in the current condition that my body's in, I could have all of that information and not do anything with it.
Fair.
And yeah, 42-year-old broken down never was is not going to make very many improvements.
Yeah, they're going to open the doors for you to do it.
Yeah. I've like, wow, this data is really cool and it is fantastic. And I'm glad to know that I have no flexibility and diminishing club head speed and virtually no endurance whatsoever. And what is that going to help me do? It just encourage me to drink more and eat more like shit.
Perfect.
Yeah, I do love it.
If you want, I can try to help you with a macros plan or what have you. And
No. Fat and happy is
with your
is fine by
flexibility
me.
and all that. Fatly.
Fatly.
Fat
Yes.
late.
I like that.
Got it.
I like that. I need that on a golf bag. Mark,
Scott Anderson gave that to me.
did he?
Yeah.
I love that.
Great golfer.
I mean,
Like incredible golfer.
sneaky good.
Like plus 6.5 or something.
Something insane like that.
Anywho. But yeah, something else that's coming out soon. So New Level has a new set of irons that are coming out very soon. So they've graced us with like a set to try out, and we're going to review it and all of that. We can't give more information because they're not being released for any time. Like they're going to be released in the next month and a half, but we can't give any information about name and what have you. But I thought it could be cool to take them on course, play 9 holes with them, and do something cool in that regard.
We can use your $50 gift certificate over to Camelback, and
We can, but I'd prefer not to.
it'll be fine.
But no, so New Level's got something coming out soon, which is really, really great. What I've looked at so far, they're actually changing their business model a little bit. They have been known as a direct-to-consumer only company.
Yep.
They are going away from that model. They are going more of a distribution model. They're going to have their direct-to-consumer still, but they are going for more of that elite player type of thing where they are coming out with a fully forged iron. They are really going to start going after the market a little bit. And I'm so far from what I've seen from this iron and what I've hit, I've been really, really impressed with it. And I think it's going to be sneaky good going into the 2025 season. So we'll see how it goes with testing. Like I haven't tested with numbers or anything. This is just me hitting at the sim at the office and seeing what it does and what have you. I've played a round with them and they felt really, really good. But yeah, so we'll go from there. But you just got yours as well. You need to get them gripped up, but we should plan like a quick 9-hole thing.
Does it have to be quick?
No, doesn't have to be, but more just for Marky Mark. For he has to record it and he has to hang out with us.
To hell with him. We're the talent.
I know he can't bloody stand us. So yeah. But that should be exciting, and I think it's going to be a really, really good iron for coming into the 25 season.
I mean, we had New Level in the fitting matrix at TrueSpec for a few years and did well with them.
Yeah.
And there's almost kind of like with a lot of the niche-y, boutique-y companies. So, I mean, if you're looking at Epon or you're looking at Scratch or 14 or companies like that, New Level almost had a similar type of following in relationship to people would come in and ask if we had them. And for the people that weren't aware of that particular brand, you'd put it in their hand, they'd hit it, give them no context whatsoever, just kind of slide it into a fitting environment, they hit it. And for that demographic of player, a little better ball striker, somebody that liked to be in control of their golf ball, they were awesome. So I'm really excited for this new launch that they have coming out. Another one that I've been having golf clubs show up at my house almost daily at this point for club test, and had a couple of boxes show up from Bridgestone.
Okay.
So Bridgestone back in the hard goods game in a big way.
Cool.
There are new irons, new wedges, and haven't hit a shot with them yet, but was unpacking them and putting them into my club test inventory. And lines look really good. Aesthetics look really good. And Bridgestone, I mean, back in the day, they had some really, really good stuff.
They had a cult following back in the day, didn't they?
Absolutely.
Like it's a big brand in Japan, no?
That definitely.
Yeah.
And Freddie Couples was poster boy for Bridgestone forever. And
Is Kuchar still playing Bridgestone?
Is he still playing Bridgestone?
Yeah.
As far as irons go?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Mark, is Kuchar still playing Bridgestone?
The most recent What's in the Bag I found, he has Bridgestone on his bag, but not their irons in the bag.
He has Bridgestone, what out of it? He has Bridgestone's woods?
Bag sponsorship.
Oh,
Yeah,
got it.
plays
But
the ball.
no irons.
The golf ball's fantastic. And I mean, it was almost like a Nike thing. It was Bridgestone golf clubs, Bridgestone golf clubs, Bridgestone golf clubs disappeared. Golf ball's still around. Golf ball's great. And now they're kind of coming back into the scene in the hard goods market. And I am anxiously awaiting when I can take these things out and get some dirt on them.
Cool.
They look really cool.
Yeah.
So have to take those out and game those as well.
Yeah, very cool.
We take the new levels out.
Yep.
We take the Bridgestones out. We turn the 9-hole day into an 18-hole day.
Sure.
Make Mark absolutely miserable, and everybody wins.
Yep.
I mean,
It's
Mark,
a win. It's a
good with that?
win-win-win.
It doesn't matter. You don't
Sounds
get
like a plan.
And then we've also got one more sponsorship to talk about, the Inside Golf membership.
Yes, sir.
$40 a year, $39.99.
I mean, it is a hell of a deal for $40. And like we've talked about previously, like my favorite part as a gear nerd is access to Golf Magazine archives. I mean, all of the goodies and gear nuggets and things that you can kind of go back. It's like opening a time capsule. And you get to go back and look at all of the trending gear, all of the... And another fun one for me is from the instructional side, what was hip and popular and like the key hot button topics. And I mean, I can remember a few years ago, the swing left, swing left, swing left. What the hell does that even mean? Nobody knows.
Right.
Nobody
Wasn't that the Lee Trevino move? Swing left?
There was a lot of guys that were bottling that up and selling that snake oil.
Got it. Anyway, the thing I like about the Inside Golf membership is the $20 to fairwayjockey.com and then also the free set of Shricks on golf balls that you get.
Yeah, absolutely. Shricks on balls, Golf Magazine archives, some
And
little...
then you get all the magazines in the year as well delivered to you.
And you also get some additional benefits that we are going to continue to update as the Inside Golf membership kind of materializes a little more going into 25.
Yep.
And some extra behind the scenes little nuggets here and there. So $40. I mean, you're going to spend that on golf balls anyway. And
May as well get a membership and a bunch of other stuff with it.
why wouldn't you?
Yep.
It pays for itself with golf balls and $20 at Fairway Jockey.
100%.
Love that.
And then we had a golf tournament over the weekend.
We did. There was a hell of a week last week for Ping. And they
What did you say? You met with their team on Monday and you said they did what now?
they swept.
They
I mean,
swept every tournament that was played last week.
every professional event was won by a Ping driver.
That's crazy.
And I mean, Ping staffers were all over the place. And talking about what was in PGA Tour winner's bag, Ping sponsored player.
Yep.
And unpacking that a little bit, I mean, he's got a couple of cool things in there. I mean, S159 wedges.
Which honestly is a great wedge. When you look at it address, it looks very sharp, very controlled and consistent looking. I like it a lot.
So I was really surprised with how good the S59 or S159 wedges were when we were doing our testing.
Yep.
And ended up building up a set for myself. I had those in play and been really, really happy with them ever since I put those in the bag. And also in the bag, Blueprint combo set.
S&T.
Yeah, the Blueprint S, Blueprint T. And that Blueprint, historically for Gen 1 Blueprint, it was one of the smallest, most intimidating irons that was in the drawer at True Spec. And I mean, you had to be the elite of the elite ball striker to make this thing work consistently well for you. Had a great feel, but man, it was intimidating to look at, especially when you got up into that 3, 4, 5 iron. My God. But Blueprint S, Blueprint T, footprint changed a little bit, still has that thin top line, nice face progression, little bit of offset, and the ability to combo those is really, really cool.
Yeah, but two of my best mates, Kris and Bobby, both now play. Kris used to play the original Blueprint. He just got a set. He picked him up yesterday of the new Blueprint S's.
Nice.
He didn't want to go. He didn't want to go a combo.
No combo.
No, but he might. Like it might be one of those things after he plays it goes, oh, we'll get a combo. But he's super excited to hit them. He's like, when he got them, he's like, I don't know if I want to take these out of the box. I'm a little bit. I don't want. They're so pretty. But then my other buddy Bobby, who's a +2 golfer, he loves them, and he honestly, it's the best golf I've seen him play since he's put those in the bag.
Nice. I would say, iron wise, like we talked about a few weeks ago, like if I had to go out right now, $1 million on the line, what irons am I putting in the bag? And I was talking about the I-230s and the Blueprint S, the Blueprint T combo with that I-230 as well. So, I mean, you've got the ability to put together a set that could consist of 3 irons, all the same lofts, a very similar design as far as who they are targeting for that particular demographic. I've hit all three of them. I'm definitely more of that I-230 and Blueprint S guy in the the way bottom end of the bag. But Blueprint T, for being more of that traditional blade style iron, very, very playable. Have you hit the T?
I've hit all of them. I loved them. I thought they all felt great.
Yeah.
And what I think the best thing about them was when you missed on the toe, you didn't feel like it didn't feel like the shaky.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So it still felt like it had some kind of forgiveness in there. That is going to help you, so you're not going to lose 15, 20 yards on a miss hit. I think it's a great iron. Definitely something someone should try out.
And that's, that was what I noticed as well. Was I do have a tendency to miss out on the toe, and with back issues that I have, I'll stand up a little bit and kind of catch it on the toe once in a while. And that discretionary weight that they have thrown out there with that extra weight plug, I threw a little more weight in there than what they came from the factory with, and that's definitely helped stabilize the ball flight. Good launch, good spin, feel is great, and I'm curious to see as we get into 2025 what's out there that might get those out of the bag. So, been doing some testing with the Cobra 3D printed iron.
Okay.
So our friends at Cobra, Mike Yagley, that you met, we are working to figure out a shaft solution. I got a set of the 3D printed irons, made a mistake, went away from something that has worked for ever.
Just not playing golf.
That's part of it as well. I've been a dynamic gold player for a long time. Made a shaft change, and did an experiment with the 3D printed irons and put the wrong shaft in there and have a little bit of a two-way miss. So we're going to have to revisit the drawing board, and I think I may just go back to the tried and true shaft that I've played for a really long time. Shaft those 3D printed irons up with the old trusty and give them another go, because the feel on them is awesome.
Yeah, when you brought a couple of them in for me to hit, and I hit them and I really enjoyed it. I don't like the shaft that's in there, but I also play graphite now, so I can feel the difference between steel and graphite straight away. But they felt great, very poppy, very trampoline-y. They look good at address. I'd love to give them a go one day.
The ball speed on them was really surprising. So it has that appearance at address of a more accomplished, better player's iron, and the feel is soft, buttery, like a forged iron would be. Yeah. But the ball speed coming off of them
is pretty epic.
I was really impressed.
Yeah, it's good. I think this year was like the year of the driver.
For sure.
Everyone had a great driver. I think people have lost sight of what was released a month and a half ago because the GT driver just took so much attention. And, we'll probably have to relaunch them. The companies will probably have to relaunch them going into 2025. But TaylorMade's released a really, really great iron in regards to the new 770 and the new 7CB. Ping has released a great iron in the Blueprint this year. You've got, I love my Mura KM700s. I'm always going to talk them up like there's no tomorrow.
As you should.
But then you've got New Level bringing out their version of new version of Forged from them. We've got the Apex line that came out from Callaway a couple of months ago, and then the TCB just came out. The TCB just came out for you to be able to purchase, and that was really tough. Like, I feel like 2025 is going to be an iron year, like a really, really interesting iron year. It's going to be, I'm sure it's going to be a great wood year as well, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what happens with the iron market going into next year.
I mean, to your point, there were so many good drivers for 24, and you sit there and you scratch your head and you go, okay, so we've kind of been restricted in this box by the governing bodies at golf. Mm-hmm. So it can only go so big. It can only go so fast. It can only it be made of X number of materials with this, that, and the other restrictions and regulations. And in testing some of the new stuff that's coming out, I'm going, wow, like, okay, like 2024 was good, and 2025 is as good, if not a little bit more forgiving.
Yep.
And a little bit more stable. And I noticed that the same miss down on the heel goes a little straighter and a little faster. And I mean, everything out of the center of the face is all going to be pretty close, but
it's the miss.
It's the miss. I mean, and it is, I jokingly tell people, like, what is custom fitting? It's mismanagement. And if you are trying to manage the miss on the golf course, get fit for it and know that when you do have that miss show up, it keeps you in play rather than re-teeing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I think a lot of this new product for 25, there's a stability and a consistency story. As the speed is basically maxed out. But if you can sustain speed when you miss it, I mean, that's what it's all about.
Yeah, no, that makes total sense. And I think going back on what you said earlier when you were talking about the Cobra 3D irons, I know we're jumping back and forth between woods and irons here, but going back to that topic where you said the 3D felt like a forged iron, that's more what I'm talking about with the year of an iron, because there is so much going on in the iron world right now. Obviously, a lot of it we can't talk about, but people that are just forged only, it's going to be like that Pepsi Coke challenge.
Sure.
And you'll hit it and you'll go, what was that story? It was that GT story. I think it was Billy Horschel. He's like, I'll never hit the 2. I'm a 3 guy. And then he was hitting it.
Max
Homer. Yeah. And he was hitting. And he was like, great numbers, I'll put in the bag. He's like, do you want to hit the 3? He's like, what? He's like, that was the 2.
That was the 2.
I think it's going to be the same thing with forged and non-forged or not fully forged. It's catching up. And it's going to be really interesting to see what that story is. And that's what I'm excited for with the irons coming up.
Well, there's a lot of different just manufacturing techniques that are starting to be implemented into golf.
Yep.
So we've talked about casting, we've talked about forging, now we're talking about 3D printing, and something that we've seen kind of starting to make some waves is MIM tech. And MIM, for listeners that are not familiar, like the Opus, and from Callaway, you're looking at MIM tech. So it's metal injection molding. And Cobra had some MIM product out there as well. And you're going to see more and more of this coming out. So the advantages with metal injection molding is the consistency and quality of the alloy that you can use goes way up. So if you have, let's just say, a particular steel concentration that you can only use in a cast product versus a forged product, so on and so forth, and that particular steel concentration is at 80%. Now with MIM tech, you take it in a liquid form and inject it into this mold, and you can use 90+% purity of the alloy going into these molds. And in addition to that, when the head physically comes out of the mold, it's almost ready to play. I mean, there is virtually no after production buffing, sanding, grinding that needs to take place.
Right. It's just a super expensive process. That's why not everyone's
Very
doing
expensive
it. Same
process.
with 3D printing, all of that kind of stuff, right? That's why it's not normalized yet. But as we get on in the years, this stuff can start getting normalized.
It's coming.
Right.
It's coming.
So, but yeah, really exciting. So yeah, we've got. So just to recap really quickly, we've got the ping putter video coming out in the next, call it 3 or 4 days or early next week, right, Marky Mark?
Sometime next week.
Perfect.
So not the next 3 or 4 days, sometime next week. We're going to go do a video and trial the new level irons that we've got to review for you guys. We're getting ready for our trip to Carlsbad, which will be really, really great. Outside of that, I think it's a wrap. What do you reckon?
Before we wrap.
Oh, that's right. And I'll get my new PLD putter hopefully in the next week or so. So that video, we'll do the unboxing video of that as well. And then we've got one more video that we're going to do tomorrow. I think we're going to try to record, where you're going to try to fit me into the Golf Pride reverse taper putter grips.
Yes, sir.
So it's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's like a lot.
We have a lot on our plate coming up over the course of the next couple months. It's going to be busy.
It's going to be busy. All right. Anyway, really fun as always, man, speaking with you. I love chatting golf stuff with you. We chat golf stuff outside of this podcast as well. Actually, I would dare say that sometimes those conversations should probably be a bloody podcast. But hope everyone has a good week. Don't forget to like and subscribe on YouTube. And what are our other socials, Kris?
Oh, let me check my cheat sheet here. Oh, on X at @fully_equipped, on Instagram @fully_equipped_golf. And
cool.
For the listeners that have been with us for a hot minute, we have the Fully Equipped hotline coming back.
There you go.
New phone number.
When are we doing that? Have we got any calls in yet, Marky Mark?
We got one, so let's keep plugging it. Let's get a couple, and then we'll roll with a few in an episode.
All right, because I'm really looking forward to that. I was actually hoping we were going to do that today.
Oh, it's going to be fun. New fully equipped hotline number, 480-442-1168.
That's 480-442-1168. Can we write a jingle for that?
I mean, I'll leave that up to Mark.
480-442-1168.
Good God, we should cut that. With that being said,
have a good one, guys.
We'll see you next week.
Peace.